California in case you need a refresher. The California community colleges, there's 115 colleges throughout California. All the requirements you need is a high school diploma, and you need to submit your financial aid application to get it for free. So they do have a California promise that you could get community college up to 2 years for free. There are things that you have to do, but you have to submit in order to be eligible for that. But the California college is a great system in case you are not sure what you want to do, or you're trying to find a cheaper alternative to start. We'll kind of go into detail what the community colleges are and what they offer in a little bit. The California State Universities, the CSUs, to 23 campuses throughout California. That requires a 2.0, 2.5. A 2.5 GPA might be required for some CSU campuses. It kind of depends. And obviously, you will need the A through G requirements as well. The University of California, the UCs, there's about 9 to 10 University of Californias throughout California. That's a minimum GPA at least of a 3.0. You do need to A through G requirements. You do need to write your personal insight questions, which we'll cover in a little bit. And you do need to have extracurricular activities. So this kind of goes more into detail of what it is to be competitive and why the requirements are so crazy. Private universities, with about 83 privately funded universities in California, from Stanford and Santa Clara University being in our backyard. There's also a USC, University of Southern California, in LA, or in the LA area. There's a little bit of everywhere. There's 83 campuses, so it kind of varies by campus. The GPA could vary as well, varies by class requirements. Every school will have their own requirements. The writing prompts are kind of be very similar to the UCs, but they're very specific to each campus and their mission and values. So you want to definitely check what the mission and values of each campus is. And obviously they will want somebody who's been involved with different things. So extracurricular activities are recommended. The California colleges, so this is kind of going more into detail what the California colleges are. As you can see on the map, there are 115 colleges. Basically, every small town or city in California has a community college, which is great. So if you decide to move somewhere north or somewhere south, there's a community college in there. Like I said, requirement, high school diploma, financial aid. They offer a variety of things that you could do there. So if you're not sure what you want to do, they offer a career certificate. Usually they're like a 9-month to 1-year program, and you're just learning that specific. So if you want to learn HVAC, you're just learning HVAC classes. You're not learning history. You're not learning PE. Like, you're just learning the HVAC stuff. So that's a career certificate. If you want to, maybe you didn't have the best grades, or if you're not sure what you want to study, associate's degree is something that you could pursue. That's the highest degree that you could get at the community college. It's an associate's degree. It's a 2-year degree. And if you want to transfer to university and you're like, I want to go get my bachelor's one day, and maybe you didn't have the best grades, or maybe college is too expensive for you right now, associate's degree to transfer is a great opportunity in case you want to go transfer to a university, either University of California, a CSU, a private university. Those are really great pathways. The programs at community college that have an agreement with the universities to transfer and to complete those last 2 years at a university. So you'll be doing 2 years, you get your associates at community college, and then you get your other 2 years at a university, and you get your bachelor. So you get kind of like two degrees for the price of one, which is pretty nice. Yeah. And also, there's also courses at community college that are free of choice, non-credit courses. If you just want to up your skills in English or want to learn a new skill, there's a lot of options that you could do at a community college, which is great. Even me, as a person who has already a professional, already up in the workforce, if I wanted to take a graphic design course and just learn a pottery or have a fun class like Zumba, community colleges offer those classes for people that want to pursue other interests or maybe want to do a career shift. Community colleges offer those pathways as well. And the deadline varies for this because it depends on each campus. But usually when you're in high school, usually we'll start applying second semester of high school, usually around February, March, April, May. Even after graduation, the application is still open for you to apply. Usually it's a semester before the semester officially begins. So I would say identify which community college is closest to you, how you could get there, what they have to offer if you're interested in any specific programs. I would say before we even start all this stuff, I would say let's apply for financial aid first, because the application is due first before that. So usually the application will open in October. And then you could apply in October around that time, and then we'll apply second semester for the community colleges. Even if you don't know where to go yet, we want to make sure you get that money so you don't have to pay for college, because community college is free. When you fill out your financial aid application, you graduate from high school, and you got to do the requirements of what it is to be part of the California Promise as well. Yeah, identify what pathway you want to do for community college. If you want to do a career program that I was talking about earlier, you get a certificate. It's like a 9-month to 1-year program, HVAC, EMT, different things that they have at the community colleges. If you want to get an associate's degree, the highest level of degree you get at a community college, you just want to get that. That's also an option. That's a 2-year degree. And if you want to transfer, you want to further your studies and get your bachelor, that's an associate's degree to transfer at community college. The California State University, so this is 23 campuses. The requirements for admission, like we said earlier, is a 2.0 to 2.5 minimum GPA. 2.5 might be required for some CSU campus, especially the competitive ones. I know like San Jose State is very competitive to get in, so the GPA might be higher depending on what you're planning to study. So go ahead and check that at the San Jose State website. And you do need to have the A3G requirements for that as a high schooler. We recommend you to apply fall 2025. And make sure you have your high school transcript with you, which is what we recommend. And make sure you input your courses exactly how it looks on your transcript. You don't need to put your SAT or ACT score. The SAT test is no longer required, but if you do happen to have it, you want to put it, you are welcome to put that. You could apply the EOP program, which is Educational Opportunity Program, which we highly recommend. It's super helpful for students who are first in their families, are in for lunch, and it is an additional application you have to complete. So please fill it out if you're interested in getting all that support on campus, and make sure you complete all the application to all sections are green, and make sure to triple check your application is good by setting an appointment with your counselor to make sure that it's good with no errors and ready to submit, because once you submit, you can't edit, and that is it. And yeah, usually the deadline for that is November 30th, so keep an eye out for that. But I know some CSUs will have extended deadlines. I know this year we had a couple CSUs that extended their deadlines until literally like June 1st. So keep an eye out for that in case you're interested in going to CSUs. And the CSU options that you could go is all the way from up north to Humboldt State, Cal Place Humboldt, all the way down to San Diego State. So there's a lot of options of where you could go throughout California. They're very hands-on. They're really great. If you're thinking of going to a CSU, this is a really great option. The UC, University of California, there are 9 to 10 campuses throughout California. I say 9 to 10 because one of them is graduate school, so undergraduate students cannot apply to it. The requirements for that is a 3.0, and you do not have the A3G requirements, personal insight questions, extracurricular activities. You could go all the way from north at UC Davis, close to Sacramento, and then you could go all the way down to UC San Diego. So there's a little bit of campus. The closest ones to us here in the Bay Area is UC Santa Cruz, Merced, and UC Berkeley, which are pretty close to all within an hour and a half. And you can apply in fall quarter or semester quarter 2025. Application level would be the freshman level, and you do have to answer the personal insight question. So this is the hardest part of applying to a university, is that you do have to apply. You do have to write statements about yourself because it is a more competitive school to apply to. So you do need to answer 4 questions out of the 8, because they want to know who you are, what you bring to the table, what you have learned. You do also need to make sure you have your high school transcript, as well as you do need to input your grades and what you got. If you have your SAT or ACT scores, you don't have to put them in, but you can. We definitely recommend you to complete all the sections, including the extracurricular activities, making sure you have your tracker ready with all the things from that you did from freshman year to now. And they also have an EOP program as well. Make sure to complete your application to all sections are green, and triple check with your counselor that your application is good to go before you press submit, because when you submit, you cannot edit. So a little FYI about that. California private universities. So this one, like we said earlier, is a little bit different. There are a little bit of campuses. There's 83, and there's majority of them are in like LA area. Here in the Bay Area, we do have a couple. We have Santa Clara University, Stanford in our backyard, University of San Francisco. And then we also have a couple ones here, Chapman University in Orange County, which is super popular. We have also USC and LA, and every university is very unique in its own way. So they will have a variety of deadlines, requirements. So please check on the campus individually. There is an application that you could fill out Common App. That's like your one-stop shop for all private schools and out-of-state schools. So you could check out of that. Majority of the universities will use that for you to input your information. But every university is its own. So you want to definitely check out what the requirements are for each campus on their websites. Like I said, deadlines vary per campus, and some of the universities will require for you, on top of filling out your financial aid application, require you to fill out the CCS profile, which is a financial aid application for private universities or out-of-state universities as well. It's a definitely tedious application, but it is doable to work with, and it'll ask you for information from your parents, your assets, the savings, all that stuff. So we'll definitely go into